Heyo, this is Dash, and today, this video is your reminder that you need to clean your pistol. So, before we get in too deep, make sure that the magazine is dropped and we are in fact empty. I'm gonna get some gloves on and I'm gonna get my pistol clean and we're gonna talk about it. All right, so first and foremost, again, you saw that my pistol is free and clear. I will check, verify, show you guys one more time as the fire truck goes by. All right, so this is my MC9 Prime, and I recently picked this up, well, a few months ago, and I've been carrying it daily for the past few weeks because I was only able to bring it home a few weeks ago. In the state of Maryland, we have this thing called the roster, and in order for you to start paperwork on a pistol, it has to be approved and added to the roster. Well, it takes a few months for new pistols to be added to the roster. In the meantime, you can't start paperwork, meaning you can't bring it home. That being said, it made it to the roster. All of those things were taken care of. So now that it is finally home, I am going to finally clean it. Let's go. While it was sitting at the range, I would shoot this pretty much anytime I was there at the range. I work at the range, Cindy's Hot Shots in Glen Burnie. I'm there every Sunday. Feel free to come through, and if you want to shoot this, you can. But while I was there at the range for the past 2 months, I would shoot this, and it probably has between 500 and 1,000 rounds through it, and I have not cleaned it yet. This is a testament to how these pistols come out of the box from Canik. It has run flawlessly. You guys saw me do a break-in of this pistol. How I break in my Canik pistols, I break in my Canik pistols by shooting, I want to say, but mag dumping at least 100 rounds. That is standard for how I run my pistols out of the box. And like I said, any and everyone who came through the range or come through the range and asked to shoot it, I took it off if I was wearing it, and or I got it from out of the safe and would let them shoot it. So let's get into it as far as cleaning. So all of the main two cleaning things I'm going to be using are this breakthrough. If you check the links down in the description, I have links for these products as well as this Lucas gun oil. They're Amazon links, affiliate links. So if you purchase through those links, it'll kick me back like 1%. So I'm not sponsored by anyone. Canik, I'm looking at you. Sponsor me. I would love a sponsorship, but I'm going to get into it as far as going ahead and getting this pistol broken down and clean. So we're going to start. I'm going to wrap my fingers up over and pull the slide back about 1/4 inch. Pull the slide release buttons straight down. Release the slide. Pull the trigger. Push the slide forward, and it'll go forward about 1 inch and lift straight up. That is how you remove the slide from the grip. Which do you guys want to see me clean first? The grip or the slide? Grip or slide? Grip. All right, we're cleaning the grip first. Since he's within earshot. All I'm going to do is, I pulled the top right off of this thing. Just wanted to pull the, all right. I'm just gonna wipe this down first before spraying anything in here to see if I actually need to spray any of the breakthrough in here. I'm just gonna wipe everything down. Be mindful that the slide release spring is on the side of the grip, and if it gets caught in your cleaning, you could remove the slide release spring from the slide release, and then you could end up with a dead slide release. So make sure that when you are doing this, you are mindful of that and don't knock it. Go get a Q-tip. Be mindful, you don't want to knock the slide stop spring off of the slide stop, and like I said, you could cause yourself to have a dead slide stop. So I'm just gonna wipe down inside of the grip. There's really not much to see in here aside from the fact that I'm just removing the carbon and whatever else is built up in here, and I'm just wiping it down. I'm gonna move the trigger, wipe down all behind the trigger bar. I'm just wiping it down first, getting majority of the loose carbon that I can out. Then I'm going to spray down in here and then go back and wipe out more anything else that the solvent releases. So we'll get that cleaned out as well. And then we're just gonna again move the trigger shoe and bar, clean behind it, wipe the trigger down internally. There's some carbon built up on the locking block. Wipe that down. And I'm just gonna wipe down the top of the frame and all of the components. Again, being mindful of the slide stop spring, making sure that it is still where it needs to be and the slide stop still functions. With that, the grip is clean. Move that out of the way. I'm also going to send my towel through the grip to get any carbon that's built up in the grip cleaned out. And I know it's kind of difficult to see way down in the grip, but the grip is crystal clean. Now, of course, once a year or so, I will completely take everything out of the grip and completely clean the grip. With the slide, we're going to take the recoil spring, depress it, push it up, move it out of the way. The barrel is going to lift up and out of the slide. I'm going to spray a little solvent in the slide and wipe everything down. The majority of the carbon buildup will build up on the slide and on and in the slide. With the fact that this pistol is ported, there's going to be more carbon built up on the top of the slide. I did notice that there was a little carbon built up on the front sight. So, or actually I just wiped it off, but pay special attention to your front sight. If you see or develop carbon built up on that, make sure you wipe it off and clean it. You might have to clean it more regularly, again, because of the porting and the gases and everything else like that. It could cause a bit of a problem. I'm going to wipe the front of the slide, again, where the ports, near where the ports are, to keep that clean. The top of the slide around the ports, keeping those clean. And the slide, I'm going to wipe out the rails. And there's a little bit of, there's like lightning cuts in the slide. I'm going to wipe them out, get some of that carbon and other, say detritus, but you'll see, clean everything. All right, my slide is looking good, nice and clean. The barrel, because of the carbon built up from firing, you can see there's extra carbon around the ports. I'm going to take and spray the solvent so I can clean that. And I noticed that where it is wearing in the slide, so I'm going to say rather aggressively, but I'm going to make sure that I put some lubricant on the barrel, and I might put a little more than I normally would. I'm cleaning the feed ramp as well as the back of the barrel to make sure that it is nice and clean and free of carbon. If you have a bore snake, this is when I would recommend sending a bore snake through here, but I'm looking through the barrel and it is spotless. Nothing in there. That's the ambulance. All right. Now, as far as reassembly, I'm going to put a little bit of oil on the end of the barrel and rub it down and around the ports where I can see that there is friction. Again, this is more oil than I would be putting on any of the other pistols, but because of the fact that I can see that there was some friction here at the end of the barrel, that's why I'm adding a little extra oil. I'm gonna go ahead and get that put back down into the slide, into place. The next thing we're gonna do is put in the recoil spring. The recoil spring, the black plasticky part goes up front, the metal bit goes in the back. Push it in and down. Make sure it's seated properly. I'm going to run a line of oil from the back of the spring all the way forward, just to help. This will help with the chattering of the spring. I found that at times when you have a dry spring, sometimes you'll get chatter when you are racking and or manipulating the pistol. Putting some oil on what I call the hot spots, the locking block, the rails, and right at the top of the block here. Gonna take the slide. There's an indentation in the slide that mates up with the front of the locking block. Pull the slide straight back onto the pistol, and we are fully installed. Check for function. Rack, check for function. You'll never see me rack a pistol more than twice. I'm not one of these folks that will sit and rack a pistol forever and ever and ever.
We don't do that here.
That's just not necessary. But that, my friends, is how to clean a MC9 Prime. Thank you so very much, as always, for watching. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you have any other questions about the MC9 Prime or any other Canik specifically, please let me know down in the comments down below. And if I can help you out and give you an answer, I always will. All right. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.